Guys, encrypted block here. So on this video I want to get bit not deep but bit in depth as to what gambling is and what investing in is. All right, so there's this misconception, maybe circling around, going around, on about whether gambling, whether going to the casino, or are you doing online betting, right? Online betting, right? Whether you're poker, you're roulette, you're whatsoever, you're baccarat, right? Versus investing like stocks, cryptocurrency. And I want to clear up this misconception here. And you may have your own view. You're free to have your own view, your own opinion, and things. We're all free to do that, right? So, gambling and investing, there are two different things. There are two total different phenomenon. And like maybe it can be perceived as an addiction. Is it a good addiction? The person who works out every day, is that a good addiction or a bad addiction, right? So an addiction is just basically something that you keep on doing over and over again to acquire or to get a desired outcome that suits you, right? Because if something doesn't suit you, why would you continue to do it, right? Because if you wasn't gonna get that dopamine release, you wouldn't continue to gamble. Now, let us not stray here from the point. So, what is investing? What is gambling? Remember, we covered what was gambling, right? So it's just basically play games of chance for money or take risky action in hopes of desired result. So let us say now we're on the stock market, we're on the cryptocurrency market, and then we said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna put this money in, right? Gonna put this money in and hope to get a return. Is that gambling? That is not gambling. If the market goes down, you may have lost some of your money. Oh no, you don't lose your money until you sell. No, you haven't lost anything. But if you go on the roulette table, right, and you make a bet, you bet on red, $50 on red. Oh, it select on black. Do you think you have won? No, you haven't won. You have lost that $50. Now, the stock market, the cryptocurrency market, no, right? So, you place $50 on the stock market, then you buy upper stock, right? Upper stock fall by 10% in one day. Have you lost your money? No, you haven't lost anything. Okay, so you may say, okay, you're down by 10%. You're down by $10 because upper stock falls by $10. Should you be worried? No, you should not be worried because you have not lost your money. Your money is actually there. The only time you lose money is when you sell. That's totally different from what gambling is. That is totally different. It can be perceived as if because you're actually making a possible risk. You're risking, right? So, you're putting your money out there in hope that you are getting something. But that's not what gambling is. That's not what gambling is. You put your money on the blackjack table then, right? So, okay, you have 19. Have 19, the dealer comes up with 21. You lose. You have lost. However, if you had bet on that upper stock, you haven't lost. You haven't lost anything. because upper just goes down by 10% in a day. The only time you lose is when you sell. And you can always sell, buy lower, and try to, recoup that. I've explained that in some other cryptocurrency video that I have on this channel, right? So gambling is totally different from investing. It is investing. Investing has risk. So what if you decided, okay, you're gonna open a corner store right down there, you're gonna open a corner store. That is an investment, right? That is an investment. You have made an investment. Is that gambling? Oh, it's a risk that you took. It is a risk that you took, but risk is not limited to gambling. That is not gambling. That is not what gambling is. Right? There's even an overused term where I live about a nerd. Persons here perceive nerd as being, someone with an eyeglass, someone who fools around technological devices, computers, and so forth. But that's not actually what the word nerd means. It actually means that a person who can't jest, right? So many times these definitions, these scenarios come up, and because they are so overused, we tend to overlap them into meaning that fits in what everyone is saying, but it is not. Gambling is not the same as investing. Now, I can recall little less than 2 years ago, I was gambling, was there. Yes, I was there. I was there like you. So you know what? You are getting the pudding from the baker. You are getting this pudding from the baker. What I mean by that? I was a gambler. Yes, I was. And the pain and stress that came with it was so exuberating, so traumatic. But you know what? I held on. I held on, and I'm here today to tell you that you can do it also. No, let us not, but so little less than 2 years back, right? I was gambling like you, lost quite a lot of money, in debt, so forth. They put the bank, right? That's why I said it is a disease, because you know what? When I started out small, and then gradually I take things and I sell them. Take things and I, in the back of my mind, but let us just leave that for now. I'm gonna do a separate video on that also. Now, so little less than 2 years back, right? I've decided that, you know what? I'm going to get myself one of those machines, right? One of those, gambling box or roulette box. Yes, I purchased one of them. Yes, I did. That was an investment that I did. I purchased one of these roulette box, right? Just gonna show it here brief. I don't want to, yes, one of these one, yeah. Don't want to, stray from, yeah, but purchase one of these roulette box, right? Purchase it. Speak with their manufacturer. They said, hey, it's the best thing to get, man. Best thing to get, because I wanted my money that I've lost. I wanted it back, right? I wanted that money back, right? And I was like, you may be saying then how you're telling us about gambling and you have a machine. Okay, cool. You know what? The best person to deliver the news is the person who was actually on the scene. Now, who would you like to take a statement from? The person who wasn't on the incident scene or someone who was 60 miles away? Who would you want to get your statement from? If you were a police, right? And, a crime happened, right? Who would you want to give your statement? An eyewitness who was just right beside what took place, or an so-called eyewitness who was sleeping in his bed? Who would you want to take your statement from? Hmm? Yeah. So, yes, I do have one. But I am going to let you know that it is, and it can be very devastating. Very devastating thing, right? So, bought the box, as I say, I am doing the correlation between gambling and investing now, right? So, bought the box. It was my investment. I made an investment in it, right? Made an investment. Did I gamble that money? Okay. Someone could have stolen the box, anything could have happened. I've had technical issues with it, but time and time again I've maintained it, right? I could have done that. But that's I did not gamble. I did not take that money and put it on a roulette table. I did not put it on a poker table. I did not put it on blackjack, baccarat. I did not do that. I did not put it on fruits. I did not put it on crash. Right? But what I did, I made an investment. So that is what I'm telling you. Gambling is not investing, neither is investing gambling. Trading on the stock market is not gambling. It can be perceived that way because you're taking a risk for monetary gains, right? But up until, and even if the stock market falls to 99%, you haven't lose anything until you have sold your asset, your stock. If you haven't sold them, then you don't lose. And if you sell, say, at a loss of $10, you can wait until the price drop further and then you will buy it at 35, and whenever the price goes up, then you can equate back what you have spent, right? So gambling is not investing. We need to understand that, right? Gambling is not investing. So let us ask Google here, right? Okay, good. So here we are, right? So let me just read it. So investing versus gambling, an overview. How many times during a discussion about finance you have heard someone say, oh, investing in the stock market is just like gambling at a casino? True, investing and gambling both involve risk and choice. Specifically, the risk of capital with hopes of future profit, but gambling is typically a short-lived activity, while equities investing can last a lifetime. Also, there is a negative expected return to gamblers on average and over the long run. On the other hand, investing in a stock market typically carries with it a positive expected return on average over the long run. See what I was talking about? See, this just boiled down to my point, right? And over the duration of this video, I was saying that both of them involve some level of risk, right? But as you can see, the clarification here is that gambling has a short-term effect. You don't have to wait to lose, right? You don't have to wait. It just happens instantly, right? So both of them has their risk and their reward, because you could win, right? But I'm telling you that gambling is not the same as investing. So back to my gambling box, right? So did the gambling box, invested money in it, right? Because my only hope was that I would make back what I've lost. Through greed, through addictive behaviors, through the fact that I just couldn't decide. What, that dopamine. I'm telling you, that dopamine rush will get to you. that dopamine will get to you. Now, over the close to 2 years that I've had that box, I've never lost. I've never lost. Never lost. What does that say? You can't beat the house. That's basically what it says. You can't beat the house. Now, for those of you here who may come across this video, just remember that gambling is totally different from investing or even investing in the stock market. There are aspects of the stock market that I truly believe is somewhat much more a form of gambling, like investing in futures, right? I believe like forex, some form of the forex trading is somewhat like that, right? But investing in the stock market is totally different from going around the casino or the roulette table whatsoever and placing a wager in hopes that it will double. And as I've said, gambling is much more like a short-lived goal, a short-lived high. Yes, it is short-lived. While the stock market, there are persons who bought into stocks and they have made millions from it. Millions, right? Because they waited. Gambling doesn't have that patience, right? So that is the difference between gambling and investing, and they are not the same. They are totally different. So I'm gonna conclude this video. Gonna see how best I can come out with more content, as soon as possible for you. So just hit that subscribe button, like this video, and we have quite a lot more topic to discuss as it relates to gambling. And as I said, you have to shift this paradigm. The paradigm has to change. If you don't shift your paradigm, nothing will. As I've said, you are like, going down the road, you're not a open person then. You're much of a introverted person. And if you're kind of quiet and reserved, the only way you can change that is if you shift your paradigm. And now your paradigm would have been much more open, right? Much more open, much more congruent, much more fluent, much more talkative now, right? Yeah. So you have to shift that in your brain. And how do you shift your paradigm? It is by doing new things over and over again. That's the only way. If you usually wake up 5 o'clock in the morning and you want to wake up 3, what do? Sit in bed until 5? No, you're gonna wake up 2:30, or you're gonna wake up 3 o'clock, right? That is how you're gonna shift your paradigm, by doing the thing that you want to do differently over and over again. So gonna conclude this video now. So leave a like and a comment below. I'll see you.